Garage. With Arbortext in your tool chest, you can do anything. My name is Liz Fraley, and I'll be your moderator today. This morning, we are delighted to have a special shop coach. Stepping in today is Dmitry Tsarev from Irisoft. He's coming to us live from St. Petersburg in the Russian Federation. Dmitry comes to Arbortext from a strong Windchill background. He brings his incredible expertise with S1000D, DITA, dynamic publishing, and PLM together for us today to give us some tips, tricks, and lessons learned when connecting Arbortext Content Manager with Arbortext Publishing Engine. Now I'll turn the presentation over to today's shop coach, Dmitry. Dmitry, it's all yours.
Thank you, Liz. Hello, everybody. Let's get started. Can you see my screen?
We can.
Okay, great. So a little bit more about myself. I work for a PTC value-added reseller company, Irisoft. We are located in St. Petersburg and providing consulting services since 1991. I personally work with PTC products since 2001 and started as a Windchill application engineer, but since 2007 I'm responsible for Arbortext solutions. First, a few notes about the presentation. The presentation today is about publishing data, store it and manage it in Windchill or Arbortext Content Manager. I will refer to it as ACM. I will be using Windchill installation. So I will use term Windchill through the webcast, but it's all the same with ACM. So the functionality I will be demonstrating is applicable to ACM as well as to Windchill. I won't talk much about putting Arbortext data into Windchill and managing it there. The presentation is mostly about publishing. And a small disclaimer about me. This is actually my first public speaking in English, so please be a nice audience. I will appreciate it.
You're doing great.
Thanks. So I'm also sure Liz will let me know if my spelling becomes totally non-understandable, so I will try to speak better. So let's get started. Before starting with something, it's always a good idea to understand the big picture of what's happening. So here is the slide with architecture of Windchill visualization services. There are four main components of the visualization services. It's publisher itself. It's a mechanism which receives a published job and then extracts necessary files from Windchill and then passes the data to worker agent. So it gets the data from Windchill and passes it to agent. The worker agent has several workers configured to it. It actually can have several workers, but in most cases there is just one worker. The worker is a program which uses API to a particular program, Arbortext Publishing Engine in our case, so to get the data converted. Worker then processes the data to the application it's associated with, and then returns the data to publisher. So in our case, publishing engine gets the data provided by worker, gets the data, publish it, and passes it back to Windchill. This is just a short overview. This process is described in details in the Windchill Visualization Services guide. So in case you want to have some more insight into this, you can refer to this document. So when does the publishing process start? In Windchill, it can be initiated either manually using the Create Representation wizard, or Windchill offers a wide a wide variety, different methods to initiate publishing job. These events can be referred as publishing triggers. Those are checking in data, putting data into Windchill, promoting object within Windchill, executing a scheduled job, or publishing by on manual request. Now, regarding the publishing, what is the result? Depending on the configuration about which we are going to talk today, you can get data published to one on several formats. So, enough with the PPTs. Let's get our hands a little bit dirty and do something with hands. I will provide a short overview of what to do and how to install all the required components for the beginning. So the first component we have to install is the Tomcat. Actually, it could be another servlet container. Windchill supports several different servlet containers, but I will stick to Tomcat. So, sorry, just a minute. When Tomcat is installed, you should install Arbortext Publishing Engine itself. Actually, you can install Tomcat before Publishing Engine or Publishing Engine before Tomcat. It doesn't really matter. The only difference is that if you had Tomcat installed before installing Arbortext Publishing Engine itself, the Publishing Engine will suggest you to automatically configure Tomcat. But I like to control what happens and understand how stuff works. So I usually install API first and then install Tomcat and configure it manually. So basically all you have to do is download from Apache Tomcat website Tomcat distributives. It can be actually even zip format, because all you have to do is unzip the file later on your Windchill server, unzip to a folder. I'm an old school guy, so I prefer to play safe and try to make no spaces in the folder paths. So I will switch to the virtual machine running Windchill and show you my Tomcat installation. Here is it. So basically what we have here is just unzipped distributive of Tomcat, and to configure it, to make it work with the Arbortext Publishing Engine, you have to get to the server.xml file. I will open it here. It's a pretty long file, but actually all we have to do to configure it to work with Publishing Engine, we have to add just this one line in particular place within the host tag. So the tag is context, and we just have to provide the path to the installed Publishing Engine. This is all the required configuration, nothing more. We will check if it works. Yeah, so it works, great. Now let's get back to the presentation. This is just the first step. The next step will be Publishing Engine. I already explained about the Publishing Engine and its relations with the Tomcat. The next step, if you remember the previous slide, will be to configure worker agent and Arbortext Publishing Engine worker. So regarding the Publishing Engine worker, again, all you have to do is take some sample files from Windchill. They are stored in the okay, sorry. It's stored in the within Windshield folder in the codebase com PTC VVS server workers. This is a sample files, basic files. All we have to get from here is, I will get back to my installation. You have to get 3 files: Arbortext engine monitor start, Arbortext engine worker start, and VVS API properties. And now you have to change in these files. We will use Arbortext engine worker start file. You have to provide the path to the folder where you're going to install the worker. Actually, this is the folder. In my case, it's c/ptc/worker_APE. So I just provide the path for the worker. Nothing more. And this is actually pretty much the same as the sample document. All I had to change is the worker path to the worker gear. So as soon as the worker publishing engine worker start is configured, we have to configure VVS APE.properties file, which actually points to our publishing engine installation URL. Also, we have to provide a path to a directory for logs, and it's always a good idea to enable verbosity when you're just starting to configure something new for you. The next step is actually we have to configure a worker agent. So I will again get back to the previous slide. So again, we have just configured worker agent, which passes data to our. We have just configured Arbortext publishing engine worker, which now understands where publishing engine is installed and can basically talk with publishing engine. Now we have to configure a worker agent within Windshield to tell the worker agent where is our worker. Again, there can be, as I explained before, there can be several Arbortext publishing engine workers. For example, if you have a lot of data to be published, you can have several workers on several hardware machines, hardware PC, to distribute load. But actually, in most cases, it's enough to have just one worker on the same PC with Windshield server. And only in cases where there are really a lot of data to be published, you can think about having multiple workers. So let's get back to the running Windshield installation. To configure worker agent, you have to go. At first, I have to log into Windshield as a system Windshield administrator. So for those of you who doesn't know what is Windshield or what is Arbortext Content Manager, Windshield is a PDM system, and Arbortext Content Manager is content manager system. So you can store data there, you can configure and control access rights, you can actually both systems are for managing your data, so access rights and promoting objects, reviewing, approving, and so on. So for managing. Sorry for Cyrillic here, I will switch to much better now. So I have to go to site and site utilities. This is actually the primary place for configuring Windshield or ACM. And under the site system administration, there is a worker agent administration link. So when I click on it, I see a list of actually configured workers. I have one for ProEngineer data and one for Unigraphics data. and one for Arbortext Publishing Engine data. I have already configured my worker agent, so I will just go through these steps to show you what is configured there and what we have to change there. So I'm choosing the AP worker, clicking Edit. We have to provide the host name where Publishing Engine is installed. And on the next step, I have to choose if it's Windchill server or it's a different machine. It's Windchill server in most cases. The next step, we have to provide a path to the engine worker start.bat file. Remember, this is the file I was showing you in here. This is it. So we have to provide path to this file. There are a few different settings like startup time, after start, after stop. It's actually described in help. I won't talk about this right now. So that's all. Basically, all we had to do to configure a worker is we had to provide path to the worker start bat and provide the host name for the where the publishing engine is installed. So we have pretty much done everything to have data publish it in Windchill, and the only last step is configure a file which is named auth.properties. We need this file because in order for the Arbortext Publishing Engine to download files from Windchill and then upload the resulting files, it needs to authenticate with Windchill. So we just have to provide a login and password for Publishing Engine to access to the data within Windchill. With out-of-the-box configuration, the Windchill or ACM looks for auth.properties in the Windchill home folder. So in my case, the file is stored there. I will show you this file in a few seconds, but actually there is not much information there. It has the following structure. You have to type auth equals, and then you have to type login and password for the publishing engine to access the data. So again, switching back to virtual machine. So I have Windchill folder, and I have this auth.properties file here. Pretty much easy. You all know my administrator password. Okay, now let's start with the real demo. We actually have everything configured. So we have Publishing Engine and Tomcat installed, and we have CAD agent and the Publishing Engine worker configured. We can start doing something with Arbortext data, having it published. So I have a sample document here. This is actually the sample document from Arbortext installation, but we won't be paying much attention to editing, so the document content is not that important. So right now I'm just going to show you what we have, what we are starting with, and after this we will do some modifying, some editing, and of course some publishing. Liz, are there any questions so far?
So far, a couple of comments. Everyone says you're doing really great. And one person says, did really great. Exciting to see some of the guts of the ACM PE integration. And hey, who doesn't like seeing Cyrillic menus?
Okay,
That's
thank
cool.
you very much.
All right.
It takes a little, takes a little bit. on my laptop. It's actually you're actually supposed to have all the data installed on server, so it works actually a little bit faster. So sorry for the delays. While I am opening the source document, okay, let's wait until it happens. I will only load Arbortext editor while it happens. So I'm switching. Object. I'm just connecting with Arbortext to my Windchill installation. Entering login and password. Come on. Okay, sorry. Okay, while it starts, while the product view starts to show us what we have, it's actually the document, Arbortext document, publish it to the PDF. What I'm going to do for the demonstration is I'm going to, okay, I will actually show you the document structure for now. There are like a dozen of modules within the document.
We have another comment that says, thank you for doing this in what must be your evening.
Yeah,
We're very, very happy to have you.
Thank you, guys. So this is the structure of our document. So I'm going to take one of the modules. Okay, in this case, so I will take data authoring overview module, and we'll show you what happens with currently configured Arbortext publishing engine. So we actually spend like 10 to 15 minutes to configure it, and we will see what happens, what kind of publishing happens with this basic configuration. So the PDF doesn't want to open. Okay, I'm gonna close it. Sorry for this. I will open it within my virtual machine. Then
It looks like, is that product view?
yeah, it's product view loading.
Problem?
No, it just takes a while to open on my it's actually laptop. So
Oh yeah.
it's not even close to have a hardware required for Winchell server, but it works just a little bit slow. Okay, not a little bit, but extra slow, but
Excellent.
you know, during actual presentation, it's always much slower than when you test something. And
Oh, of course it is. It's a rule somewhere.
yeah, okay.
Well,
We'll
that's
leave.
great. You gave us some great information on how to do it, though.
So
And I remember you told me that you learned a lot when you were figuring this out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, I will, while the product view opens, I will just open Arbortext, one of the modules of this document. I will open it from Winchell. We'll use search, and it's data star search. So we are going to edit this particular module and click edit. Yeah, check out everything. How is our product view doing? Not yet, okay. So what I'm going to do is just change this particular module a little bit, modify it for the demo purposes. Sorry, and this way. What's about product view? Okay, I think I have to close it for now. Together with, sorry for this. Yeah, this way.
Cool.
I'm getting back to it. I'm still expecting it to open because we need it for later reference. Yeah, so finally we have it. Sorry for the delays. What I'm going to show you here is this particular module is data authoring overview. Not much interesting here, but we are just going to edit this particular module, and we will check. We will see what happens when I'm checking in this module back to Winchell. So I'm checking in. With the default settings, default basic configuration we have completed a few minutes ago. This particular data module is going to be published to PDF format only. So I will just show you this particular module, and we'll show you with what happens with the main document. So this is the module we are editing. We have just edited. It just got iterated, and we have no representation of this module. It's actually getting published at the moment. So we can use Windchill Visualization Services Job Monitor, which actually shows us what's happening in terms of publishing within Windchill, what's currently happening. Where is my window? Okay, here is it.
There we go.
So we see that our data authoring module just got publishing and job is successful. So if we click refresh for representations, we see this document here. And now if we switch back to the main document, the introduction to data and Arbortext editor, and I will refresh representations table, I see that this particular representation is marked as out of date. If I click on this particular hyperlink, I will see that the representation was marked as out of date because of one of its components got republished and has new visualization. So actually, when I click the representation, the main document, the Creo is still open. I'm going to close it right now. Exit. So if I try to open the document right now, I'm getting a warning that the visualization data is marked as out of date. I can choose either to continue to view. Of course, I won't see the new updated part of the document, the one which we just modified. Or I can choose to close and choose to republish this document. So let's try to open it just to check maybe something. The second time, product view always opens much faster. So as we see, nothing has happened with this particular part, so it didn't get changed actually as we expected because we were told that it's outdated. So I will, for now, I will just do republish for this document. I will do manual republish, and while republishing happens, let's talk a little bit about the different properties which can change this default behavior. I'm switching back to product point again. So the default behavior we just saw when the modified component didn't force all the main document to republish automatically. There is actually, this is the default behavior, and there are reasons behind this. So, because it's not always needed to constantly update the visualizations on every check-in, since people do not always actually want to review documents on the fly, and they rather do it when a document is marked by an author as ready. They do not want to check to see every intermediate version of the document. So in terms of Windchill, document supposed to be reviewed in particular lifecycle states. So, for example, when you promote a document in Windchill with out-of-the-box settings, the whole document gets automatically republished. But again, but still, you can manually republish the document if you need and when you need. I'm switching back to the virtual machine and refreshing the representations view. And I see that it's not marked as out of date anymore. And if we actually open the document, we will see that it got modified content. Actually, the chapter 1. Yep, so it's modified as we expected.
Excellent.
Yeah. This is pretty. Okay, let's talk a little bit about different settings which can help you in configuring publication, and we'll do some more advanced publication in the next 10 minutes. One of most visualization-related properties are stored in the Windchill wvs.properties file. It is the main file within Windchill for visualization services properties. One of the key properties, maybe, especially when you only start working with visualization, is publish.service.verbose. I would advise to set this property to true, so you will see in log files what happens if something goes wrong. Another property is publish.markoutofDate republished method. Do you remember that when we changed the small module of the document, the main document didn't get automatically republished? If you set this property, do you have something like highlighter? Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a highlighter.
Let's check.
There we go.
Yeah, great. So if you want data to be automatically republished every time a small component of a, say, book is changed, you can set this particular property to this value. So if we would set it, we would have the main document automatically republished. We'll skip this property for now. Let's now move to the more advanced configuration. So for now, what we got. How can I disable this? How can I? Okay. So file execute. So what we got with our current basic settings, what we have only one output type of document published, in our case PDF. If we want to have more different out types to be published automatically, we have to configure publishing rules. Publishing rules can define which rules to be applied when publishing is initiated. So we could wish to have more formats, and let's try to configure Windchill to ADD one more format, so HTML. So when document gets checked in, so we have not only PDF but HTML only. But first, to ADD this functionality, we must ADD publishing configuration file to Windchill. The sample publishing rules file is stored in the Windchill codebase/com/ptc vvs server XML. It's called publish rules XML. This is a sample file for publishing rules, but in our case, I will use another file, my own publishing rules file, which is a little bit modified to show you some interesting things. We are not interested about Pro E settings. So Arbortext Currently, with default settings, we only have publish on PDF output during the check-in. So the very basic, the very simple thing we can change in that. We can actually add another line, and again, this should happen during the check-in event. We just add HTML. I will talk a little bit more about different other settings, but for now we will just add this configuration file to Windchill and see what happens. Again, we are going to change system settings for Windchill. So in this case, we are going to add configuration file. So we have to go to Site and Utilities. And then there's a Visualization Configuration Administration link. Just go there, select the default type, and click add file to configuration. So where is our file stored? Here. You do not have to restart Windchill method server, which is actually a big bonus for us. So if you are going to play with different publishing rules, it really helps so that you don't have to restart method server every time you change something. In this case, we just edit a new file so we can see what happens. To see what happens, we have to again take the sample file. We just were editing again. We will just check it out and check it in to see what happens when publishing, and we will modify it again to normal title. Okay, so we are checking in. Okay. Let's get back to this file and see the visualization server job monitor to see what happens, how publishing happens. We actually see two new published job edit. One of these is for PDF file, and another one is for HTML file. It shouldn't take much time to publish to finish the publication. There is not much interesting information in these logs, usually when everything works okay. But if you see something with job failed in your logs, you can really get some interesting information from these logs, like what happened, and this could help you to pinpoint the issue while publishing failed. So, okay. Still takes a while.
It's doing a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so publishing complete. We will just refresh. One of the job is complete, and another one should be completed quite quick too. Yeah, so one is successful. Shouldn't take much for another. Check two. Yeah, another one is successful as well. So if we now refresh the list of representations and annotations, we will see that we have now two representations, one for PDF and one for HTML. We can open again the PDF file in Product View, in Creo View, and for HTML we have to save representation somewhere. I will save it to my desktop for now. Perfect. So, so we achieved another representation just by adding one new line to the publishing rules file. We just added the output type HTML. We can add as many lines as we need. So every output type supported by publishing engine can be added here. So we can add another one, RTF. I won't be doing for now, but you can have pretty much every type supported by publishing engine to be automatically published during check-in. That's all great, but one of the tasks which Windchill is supposed to do is it's supposed to manage our data, but in this case we cannot manage representations. We can only manage particular Windchill objects, WT documents. So we can save representations, but actually representations are only intended for like reviewing and for adding markup to it. So basically for reviewing, to be able to manage to manage data, actual data, so actual documents, we have to additionally configure post-publishing. Post-publishing is the process when the representation gets pulled out of the document and gets stored as a separate Windchill object. I will just show how to do it. It takes just a few minutes. So there is separate section in the publishing rules file. It's called param set. We can reference this param set object from our rules, from publish rules. So we can write down. I will just copy it from here. So I am just saying Windchill to use particular set of parameters during the publication. In my case, it's named share with VT document. This parameter set I tell to Windchill to do post-publishing, actually to create separate Windchill WT document. The first line is pretty much standard for Arbortext document. It should stay constant every time. The second line sets the document name for our newly created documents, and the third parameter just allows you to create link from the source document, source XML document, to the resulting document. It's PDF or HTML or another one. So there are actually more parameters within publishing rules. So you can specify. In my case, we just specified document's name, and that we should have content link within the source document and the resulting document. You can also set properties to have a resulting document. For a resulting document to have a document title defined, and we can specify which life cycle to associate with the resulting document, and to have to specify folder where to place the resulting document. But we will omit it for now and just use the basic properties. So the document is saved, and I just go back to the clear view configurations. And remove the old document and where is it? This one. Okay, so I just edit the file Again, switching back and going to check in the document again. With post publishing and checking in the document back. Again, gonna close the window. And I'm just closing all unnecessary windows to replace a little bit. Again, I'm refreshing the page. Wrong one, this one. So we see that this document got iterated, but it actually got iterated every time when we do something with the document. It's Windchill's functionality. So I will get a little bit more information on this while publishing take place. So with Windchill or Arbortext Content Manager, when you do something with the data within, it actually gets iterated. So today I did like 5 or 6 iterations. So I did check out the data 5 or 6 times, and if I find that I did something wrong with my document, so I modified it incorrectly or just deleted something, I can always get back to the previous iteration of the document. So this has nothing to do with Arbortext. It's just Windchill's functionality or Content Manager functionality. And for now, let's switch back to the representations tab. Yeah, so we have 2 representations now, and what's more important, besides those representations, we now have links to WT document within Windchill. Again, I mean, it's a separate WT.document within Windchill, which we can manage, to which we can add we can start promoting. We can start working with it like with any document within Windchill. So promote, review, approve, and so on. And, for now, we have not only representation within representation for our document, but we also have separate Windchill documents. That is pretty much all I had to say for now. So just a quick overview of what happened. In the beginning, we take like 5 to 10 minutes to make basic configuration, to have the PDF document published automatically when we get Arbortext data, check it in to the Windchill. And then we modified publishing rules document to have not only PDF but also HTML. And with the last step, we also added post-publishing for documents to create separate WT documents for our Arbortext data within Windchill. Yep, that's pretty much all. Any questions, comments?
Excellent. Everybody's like, perfect. You did a great job.
So no questions?
Not so far. There is one question that asks when the slides will be available, and we'll get that as soon as you get them to me. I'll get them up for when I get the recording up.
Yes, sure. I will send you the slides in a few minutes after the webcast is over. So, and if needed, I could send you a sample publishing rules file.
That would be fabulous. We'd love to have that, especially for everybody's attending. So let's give people a chance to type their questions in. there's any more questions. All the comments are very positive. He's like, Vero, this is great. Finally get to see ACM because we never get to show that. And while we're waiting for questions, I will put up the resources slide, which everybody knows, and or at least should know by now. Ours is a very tight and pretty large community, pretty active. And if you just want to be able to click on these links and go to them directly, just go to the URL at the bottom of the slide. Okay, let's see if we've got some questions coming in yet. I think you did a really good job. You like, well, everybody wants a copy.
Okay.
Everyone, I think you did a really good job. You explained very clearly, covered a lot of stuff, and I think that maybe there's no room for questions. I think you got everybody stunned. No, you did a really good job.
Okay, thank you very much for attending.
Oh.
Thank you.
One comment says, excellent, can't wait to roll all of this into our implementation. That's fabulous. Well done, Dmitry.
Good luck with these guys.
I like it. There you go. Good job. Let's see if we got any more questions. Before we go to, let me mention, next week's session, we also have another special shop code like Dmitry here. This one's going to show us how you get your parts list out of Creo Illustrated into Arbortext Editor. You don't want to miss it. All right. Let's see if we've got anybody still typing. And I have to say, I too enjoyed getting to see the Cyrillic menus. That's always fun. All right. Somebody's already saying, I will come next week. That's great. Love to have you. Looks like you covered everything and there aren't any questions. Well done, Dmitry.
Yeah, okay, Liz, can you pass the screen to me again for a minute?
Sure.
For a second.
There we go.
Yes, so just in case you have questions, you can always reach me by the email or by Twitter. So here to my emails and the Twitter address. If you have any Windchill or Arbortext related questions, I will be glad to help you.
Dmitry's great. He always answers email and he's always on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm doing my best actually. So yeah.
You are. You're always very great. All right. Sounds good. Okay, well then thanks everybody for coming, and we will see you for the last Arbortext Monster Garage session for this year on December 9th. That's our next one. And then we'll see you next year. Thanks, Dmitry. You were fabulous.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for attending. Thank you for organizing this, Liz. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you. Bye.